Hello everyone, and welcome back to What If Izuku Midoriya was the son of, the spawn of shuma-gorath. This is episode 2, and, last time we left off, I gave a little hint of one of his powers. He could see invisible people, which also means that he could see people like Higakure. Hey, in full view, right? Just keep that in mind. So, what Izuku does basically during his childhood. Izuku's childhood, he never really fought people. Granted, Katsuki could have fought him. But, like, when Izuku becomes, like, a high schooler, he basically gets drafted into the high school, the equivalency of fucking Hogwarts. Like, I don't know how else to put it down. Fucking little sorcerer boot camp, right? No one knows exactly how powerful Izuku is. The Sorcerer Supreme don't fucking know. Oh, but he gets a sense of very thick magical energy coming off of him. Just passively. Because Izuku doesn't know how to turn it off. Because he never really need to. But when he is around other mages, that shit is distracting. And to some magical creatures, that shit's intoxicating. Right? Izuku's magical output is off the fucking charts. Like, actually, if he were to go to fucking Dormammu, and like butt heads, and Izuku would actually know what the fuck he's doing, it would be a 50-50 on who would win. I'm just giving you statistics now rather than later, right? So, once Izuku, first day in his little fucking magic high school, which is in the US, so be safe to say he knows English. The headmaster of this place would be essentially the Sorcerer Supreme and the government figures of the sorcerers and wizarding ways. Izuku during this time frame, and granted, there are a lot of people that want to get their fucking hands on Izuku right now. Because I just decided this for myself. I understand I uploaded the fucking vote thing, but I'm just gonna do what I did to Doom Deku, and if you haven't watched that, I'm just gonna give you a brief fucking synopsis. Everything except for fucking the boys content is in here. So things like VOT, Homelander and stuff are not gonna be in here. But other people, such as those of Superman, Joker, shit like that, right? Now, the reason I say that Izuku's going to a special school for this shit is because there's basically already one there in the US. Same with Japan. But, Izuku was specifically sent to the one in the US because the people in Japan, granted, there are many villain organizations there with magical output that's like, he could be useful. Like, they tried. To say that, like, Izuku is too fucking volatile in their eyes to be around, right? Izuku is a font of untapped magical potential if he like has too big of a hissy fit, they don't have the resources to cover for all the bad shit that might happen. Right? Because Izuku is essentially a fucking demigod. Like, there's no way around it. And his magics are chaotic as fuck. There is no other way of putting it. They're actually just randomized, assorted bullshit. You could be throwing a fireball at someone, and next thing you know, it just turns into a wad of acid. You feel me? Like that shit. Basically, all of Izuku's spells, basically low-key, has a random effect to it. Except for, like, things that are very, very specific and, well, fine-tuned. His attack magic is a big old barrel of what the fuck am I looking at? Like, his first day during attack magic, like, specifically during his offensive magic class, he was told, hey, shoot a fireball. Okay. Izuku proceeded to fire a black fireball, which shattered the wards that would have protected, you know, most things from that. Those are pretty high tier wards. They aren't the best, they aren't the worst either. They were like the standard for, alright, we're gonna teach them how to use magic. Izuku basically casted fucking Amaterasu in a 30-foot radius. Right? It's like that's essentially what Izuku did. AoE Amaterasu. Just like no one got hurt. But fuck, did it take a long time to put out. Like, damn. And, like, it didn't spread because Izuku didn't want it to. And I will let you know, if Izuku wanted it to, it would have engulfed the entire school. The way that I treat magic in almost any system, I treat it like rifts, right? There is a technological upgrade and a magical upgrade. Magic is more potent than tech. But tech, in some fields, are more potent than magic. You feel, homie? You could use more tech reliably. When you could, in some cases, and vice versa. And Izuku's just learning shit. Because now that he's like in front of people doing magic all the time, he's starting to realize something. He could pick up on shit way too easily. Right? And you're like, what do you mean he could pick up on shit way too easily? Well, he picks up on shit so well, he essentially has the Sharingan effect of, I could copy you and say, no, that was me. If you don't believe me, I'll do it again. Like, and essentially you're gonna be like, oh, then why the fuck, why is he shuma-gorath good? Why didn't you just give him fucking Sharingan? Because that's not the only thing Izuku could do. That's just the shit that he pops up with. Right? Because, like I said, all of his attack magic is random, but he has a specified ability set that's busted. And you're probably meaning, so like what, rate of power? No, all of them are going to be Amaterasu level. But they're going to be different elements every time. Like if you want to say, hey, do that Amaterasu again, and he's like, oh, okay. Does the exact same thing. Big ass ball of black ice and water comes out. Just next thing you know, like hydrogen bomb. Just like that type of shit. You feel me? Like Izuku doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Because he physically can't control it. Because since Shuma-Gorath's magic is so chaotic and unversatile, well, versatile, and his brain is still so fucking juvenile, he can't balance it right. Which he's learning how to do, but it's gonna take a bit. He's not just gonna master that shit off rip. It's basically you going through like an extended puberty. It's just not gonna work that way. So, when like summoning classes start happening, this is where the fun shit starts happening. Now, as per usual, some people would summon high-level creatures. Izuku would be seen as a prodigy of basically summoning a fucking archdemon. Which is basically like, okay, in equivalency, you have your imp. You have your fucking, horned devil, common foot soldier, spam that shit out. You have your bone devil, flying heavily artillerymen. Then you have the parademons, which are literally fucking winged, what the fuck are they? Just winged, horned devils, but instead of spikes, they got horns now. And the final one would be, God, what would it? It would be Hell Knight, Lord of Hell, Archdemon, Lord of Hell. You feel me? Now, I'm going off this, like, the D&D type of demons and devils and shit. So, demons are going to be willing to make deals with you for monetary gain in your soul. And others would be willing to just fuck with you. For no reason. Lie to you, ball-faced, give you, quote-unquote, what you asked for, and fuck off. Like, you know, one does deals, one doesn't do deals. You know, standard D&D shit, right? Now, granted, the Fae does exist here. I'm gonna have to work that shit off of D&D too, because things such as, like, druidic magic work off of the Fae. And some warlock packs are run off of the Fae. Now, you're probably wondering, what fucking subcategory is he of caster? Is he a wizard? Did he learn this shit? No, wrong. Is he a sorcerer? He was born with it. Kinda. Is he a warlock? Kinda. Like, he's a mixture of a warlock and a fucking... And, one moment. He's a mixture of a warlock and a, sorcerer. It's a mix-up. He doesn't owe his father anything. His father just gives him basically magical reserves like the Kyuubi in Naruto. Which, like, to say that, like, oh, that's nothing to sneeze at. No, like, he he could spam spells. Right? It's one of those situations where he could just, alright then, Hadouken, 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 just fucking keep spamming it. Spam it while he's in the corner. Don't let him breathe. One of those situations. But, Izuku during this time, he's like there for 2 years. Yes, he would eventually, like, end up coming home to his mother. Now, Izuku knows of the cult. He's not a part of it. Even though, like, Inko tried. He's just like, oh, fuck that shit. That's stupid. We have magical abilities, and we're gonna fucking bow to some some single-eyed, multi-tentacle dipshit. And who barely talks to you. Yeah, sure, okay. Hey, next thing you know, you're gonna say he's my father. Time shuma-gorath's just fun, like, alright, little bitch, I see how it is. I was like, I'm gonna still give you power, though, because this experiment's fucking interesting. But fuck you, though, bitch. Fuck them kids. It's one of those situations. So, during this time frame, Izuku's just kind of chilling. He met up with Hagakure after like 2 years. And yeah, no, it's like after high school. Izuku had a chance to go back to like magic college. He's like, nah, fuck that. He's like, nah. The magical community is not my thing. It's not, nah. I'm still use magic though. Which he needs a license for. Well, he needs a license, even though they don't exist to the public. But Izuku already has, like, bullshit abilities. With runes, he can make himself super strong. Tattooed runes on his body. Just fucking make him Hulk level strength. And by the way, Doctor Strange always scrying on this kid. I'm not even joking. Because like he thinks he thinks it's shuma-gorath's like reincarnation, whatever the fuck. He doesn't know yet, and he doesn't have the proof to bring it to the Mage Council, so he can't fucking do anything legally. However, Izuku's just kind of trying to figure out multiple ways to do things, right? Like doing stuff like trying to control his magic, right? Basically those kinds of training. And when he realized Hagakure and him were going to the same school, oh dude, he was ecstatic. The fact that they were going to the same college was fucking fantastic for him, right? Unknowing to him, Hagakure had a crush, and yes, we're going with that partially clueless anime character. Even though that pisses some people off, like me, for example. There's a reason I say partially incompetent. Because he will pick up on some things, but he will not pick up on other things. You know, like real life. But, when it comes down to Izuku and Hagakure, they both kind of have feelings for each other. Hagakure more than Izuku does, because it's been 2 years. But, like, Izuku fucking... he likes her. And it's one of those, if she likes me back, oh, that's cool. Let's try it. Like, but Hagakure is, like, borderline, like, toga obsessive. Right? She's not like, I'ma kill you, but it's close to tsundere. Not yandere level. Right? It's close. And it's not like anyone's influencing her either. Like, nothing is happening. This is just Izuku's effect on Hagakure, because Hagakure, this is the only man that could see her. And this man has been her emotional support for her fucking life. Right? Best friend. She always had a crush on him because she thought the whole one eye thing was fucking adorable. But more specifically, the fact that he could see her. And no matter what, he'd move her hair out of her face and call her beautiful. Because Hagakure is actually fairly nice looking. At least in my headcanon. And I haven't read the manga. Don't tell me if, like, that's legitimate. I don't want to know. I will read that shit later. Because I am reading Invincible comics right now, damn it. Anyway. That and, like, I may or may not be reading the Mask comics because I'm bored. But Izuku during this time frame, right? When the exams were to crop up, because he wouldn't come in contact with the sludge villain, that shit would have happened a long ass time ago. All Might would have been hurt later in the series. And to be honest, there are much scarier things like Shuma-Gorath in the universe. You know, eldritch gods. So, the story of MHA, I want you to look at it, cover that shit in kerosene, and throw it in your fireplace and light that bitch up. Because it's not gonna happen. But, oh, I'm a piece of shit. But, I don't care. But, yeah, no. When it comes down to everything, right? Izuku is one of those types of just people that is, like, since he's so fucking perceptive and analytical, it's like a permanent thing about him. He's, like, extremely, like, empathic, almost. He knows if you are in a bad mood. He knows if you're sad. He knows if you're depressed. You cannot fucking lie to this man. Like, I'm gonna be dead ass. There are times where, like, he has heard people over the phone and he's like, okay, I haven't done anything to you, so I don't know why you're upset. I just hope you're well. It probably isn't that big. Cheer up. And he just hangs up. That's it. Yeah, like, Izuku tells that shit off of voice. It's not just because of the eye. Izuku's entire fucking body is augmented. Izuku doesn't know a lot of shit about his body yet, at all. Like the mutations that can occur during his magical exploits. Such as the spells that he uses specifically to summon tentacles, technically are his own tentacles, but he doesn't know that, right? It's basically Izuku's astral body, just kind of fucking slipping through. Which is why he has such an in-depth control of what they do. Which, granted, Izuku does have an astral body, but, like, no one can fuck with it. Not even Shuma, right? It doesn't technically exist at all. Like, in the slightest. It's technically just, like, until Izuku dies, it doesn't exist. And even then, he could just reincarnate. Or just, choose not to die. Right? It's one of those situations where it's like, okay. And technically, like, he can bestow powers onto people, like longer longevity. Shit like that. To where it would slow their fucking aging down to a crawl, like his would be when he's like 20, which he is. Izuku does know about that trick, and he may or may not have already done that to Hagakure without her knowledge. But, the reason he did that to Hagakure is because he just didn't want to have his friends fucking die before him, because that would just be sad. Like, granted, he's gonna make more friends, and he's not gonna do this to all of them. He just wants, like, someone that he knew since he was a child, that he was always cool with. That he, like, low-key fucking loves. To be with him. Izuku does not know the fact that she's fucking borderline obsessed, right? He just knows, like, he knows the basic, oh, okay, you're fine, you're flustered, that kind of shit. But, like, with Hagakure, he doesn't know, right? It's been too long, it's been 2 years, he can't tell. Like, he could have assumptions, which he will have many of, but it will not be 100% because it's been so long since he's seen fucking Hagakure. Right? It's one of those situations where, like, I know this person, they might be flustered, or they might just be kind of, like, not feeling well. I don't know, so I'm not going to say anything. That's essentially what's happening. Okay, so as you could just tell, that was a comment. But, yeah, no, that is essentially it. And, since the reason I put all the other things there is because I wanted Izuku to come across more villains, right? Because, like, what the fuck you think he's gonna do? Like, just kind of fucking sit there and fucking slap the shit out of all for one? No, I want something more fucking interesting than some random-ass guy who this is what pissed me off about the All For One fight, right? I understand he had a fake one, right? I understand All For One was the fucking deadweight fake quirk one. But, fuck, dude. Like, all the times, literally all of them, that he could have done anything. Like, for instance, all technicality, he could have been stealing a lot more quirks than he should have. And would have been able to get away with it. No one would know where the fuck he is. Not a fucking soul. Because all he needed was Korigiri. That's it. That's all he fucking needed. One person knows where another person lives, opens up a portal, puts his right hand through it, grabs them by the throat, pull their ass in, kill them, take the quirk, and leave. Hey, like that kind of shit. They just go missing. People that are on long road trips and shit. You don't need strong quirks. Right, granted, like, there are things such as, like, quirk, kinda like quirk overload, but it's not really quirk overload. It's weird. But the fact that All For One got fucking like, it makes me mad. Like, genuinely, like, concentrated nerd rage. I understand it was like with the All Might fight the first time, it was colossal scale fight. I personally don't know how they didn't tore up the entire fucking city, given the fact of what we seen with Nana, and him literally, like, standing upon, like, the corpse of a giant. But I don't fucking know, man. Let alone that fucking platform that he was literally fucking riding on. He could have just fucking rode that shit over somebody. Quash. Just like, I understand he got weaker from the multiple fights, and I understand that because that's how it is. Shit sucks. But more importantly, the thing that makes me mad about My Hero Acca is that people shit on the worst quirks, when all of reality, you could do some pretty scary shit with quirks. With just powers in general. With, like, Koda's animal speak. Hey yo, pigeon. I want you to fly up in the air as far as you could go and dive bomb this random ass dude in the head. Oh, well, looks like a fucking random pigeon, Wrath of God, just killed Kyle. How the fuck are they gonna trace that shit back to you? Not a chance in hell. Not a fucking chance. Anyway. But, yeah, no. That's it for now. I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Like, comment, sub, share with friends and family, all that shit. I gotta go. Goodbye.